Conditions of the current M&A market, well, I mean, I think we've got to say that they are relatively subdued at the moment. I mean, if you look at the Q1 announced deal numbers, I mean, they are down about sort of 15-20% on the same quarter last year, because obviously the Nordic region is not immune to the general slowdown in M&A activity that we've seen in the rest of the world. I mean, this is due primarily to the current sort of economic uncertainty surrounding Europe, the Eurozone, sort of sovereign debt crisis, and general sort of economic slowdown that we've seen, across much of the world, including Europe. So, having said that, although they are down, they're not down by as much as they are in some other parts of the European sort of community, the Eurozone countries. So, I think in sort of relative terms, the Nordic region has sort of escaped the worst of the slowdown. Yeah, well, I mean, you're asking about expectations regarding deal activity. So I've just finished a panel discussion here at the Nordic M&A Forum, where we've been talking about Nordic Asia-Pac M&A, and I think that it's one of the areas that's of interest to deal makers. We're seeing increasing interest from strategic acquirers from the Asia-Pac countries, principally China, India, Japan particularly, into the Nordic region. They're attracted by the relative stability of the Nordic economy. They're attracted by high quality assets and also by experienced management teams that you find in the Nordic region. If you look at deal activity outbound from the Nordic region, again, the Asia-Pac panel that I've just been on, we've been talking about some interest from acquirers, Nordic acquirers, in demographically and strategically important sectors such as healthcare, household and personal products, consumer staples, but also energy, oil and gas, metals and mining. Those are the types of sectors, that Nordic acquirers are showing interest in. Okay, I mean, an event like this is really essential, for the people that work in the M&A community. I mean, this is the 5th year that Merger Market has been running this event. It's probably the 3rd or 4th year that we've been a sponsor of it. It's a great forum to meet all the people involved in M&A deal making, the lawyers, the bankers, the corporates, the private equity firms, the sort of debt providers. All of them come here. So this is sort of like the premier event, if you like, in the Nordic region for M&A. So very important for people to network and also to share experiences and talk about what's gone wrong and what's been good, what's been bad about what's been happening in the M&A market over the last sort of 12 months. So.